See? Strokes. Someday. No, that was a better choice, wouldn't it, to start off with? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. Steve Mitchell.
No, come on, let's get my name right from now on. That novelty's worn off.
What is it? Is it
Steve Merchant?
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one, isn't it, Mitchell?
The Guardian got it wrong. It's Steve Merchant.
And the more I say Mitchell, the more people are thinking
Exactly, it might be Mitchell.
Oh, God, sorry, Dave. But Karl wanted to start off with the Stereophonics.
Oh, loser.
Because it was a newer track. And Karl now, we've made him what he is. He was nothing when we found him.
He was like work experience.
And now he's going, oh, we should start off with the Stereophonics. I'm going,
trying to tell you what to do, Ricky.
If I want anyone's opinion, I don't. Basically.
But he'd probably come to me, I imagine, wouldn't he? I'd be the first person.
Before Karl,
yeah.
I'd consult you, Steve.
Thank you.
Just keep it, just because he was in Pilkins making music. Pilkins making, I bet you never pleased a crowd once.
Did. Loads of times.
Go on then, what did you play? What's your biggest gig you ever played?
I did, like a social club gig.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about the music either. I used to
What else could it be about?
I used to take prizes and cigars and stuff.
In a youth club?
To give away.
I just love these, like, 14-year-old manx hanging out going, let's go down here, you might have some fags and cigars for us.
Well, it was whatever, like, was on my mum and dad's dressing table.
That could have been embarrassing, couldn't it?
That could have been deeply embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You've won.
And third prize, some handcuffs.
And a black mamba. I'm not saying that at any point in your upbringing, your parents left around any kind of marital aid on the dressing table. Don't think I'm saying that, Karl. I'm not suggesting. Like, he doesn't like this, does he?
Well, I can understand why.
Oh yeah, because it's about his
parents having sex.
Well, they must have.
Yeah,
at least 3 times.
I think I was an accident.
I still have had sex. Karl. I think it's been ongoing.
Just because me brother and sister are quite older than me.
Yeah, me too. I was an accident. I know that. Yeah. How old's your brother and sister?
I think my sister's about 39.
Right.
And my brother's about 37.
Okay. And you're 29?
I'm like 29.
Right, so, yeah, my next one's 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
That was definitely a...
Do you want to have a hug, you two, or...?
Yeah, yeah.
You're dealing with it now? You got over it?
Well, would you like to see us have a hug? Oh. You had a mobile disco as well, didn't you?
You're having a laugh, aren't you? Every single gig I did, it's dynamite. The people loved it. It was storming.
What was it called?
I ran it from about the age of 14 to 18.
What was it called? Was it called in
the name of our mobile disco?
Yeah.
It had 2 names in its lifetime.
Yeah.
It started its life as... Bear with it.
Go on.
The rock and roll DJs.
Oh my god. The rock and roll DJs, that's the worst. I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah. That's the most appalling. But then it became pretty bad after that, when it became the Fantasy Island Roadshow.
Why?
I don't know.
Because everyone up to you looked like Tattoo?
Partly that, and because I liked the programme Fantasy Island.
Why did you like the programme Fantasy Island?
Well, it was about love on an island.
It wasn't. It was about a midget on an island.
No, the midget was a minor character. It was about people going to find love and romance. You obviously switched off once the midget had gone off and said, there's the plane. Oh, that's that then. Your parents went, that's over then. It's only 5 minutes long. Yeah, well, it's...
Let's watch that fantasy midget.
Yeah.
What happened then? Because didn't they acted out their fantasies on an island?
Well, people would pay to go to the island, to live out their own romantic fantasies, and invariably that's what
was it always romantic? It was always about getting off
it was a kind of love island, yeah.
Was it?
Well, no, not always. Sometimes they might be.
Maybe I didn't watch the whole one. Maybe I did just see him, like, smack a little tattoo round the head.
I think you just saw the trailer.
Oh, really? But, so what did they sort of go? I've always wanted to have someone in...
Well, no, it might be something like, I've always wanted to sort of, live out, being a gunslinger in a Wild West frontier town, so you might kind of create that fantasy.
But what's that got to do with
Well, he invariably would find love, or he'd sort out some emotional problem he had. It was much more a spiritual, emotional journey than it was about little midgets running around.
But was it like, I'd like to be a cowboy, and, like Remember the Shag?
Yeah, it was like Jim will fix it. Like those letters you wrote to Jim will fix it. I'd like to meet 5 Star, and if something happens, so be it.
Well,
but no, I have to just say once though, this is my DJing credentials. I was once playing, music at a Scout Jamboree.
Yeah.
When I was about 16, 17. Big gig. There was 1,000 scouts there.
Yeah.
right? And I tell you this, we were playing on stuff, they were loving it, they were dancing, it was in a big marquee, right? I slapped on Smells Like Teen Spirit, right?
They went mad.
They went mad for it. They were moshing. They were climbing up the poles. The organisers were going, switch that off, right? They're going crazy, and I was there going, no, that's what they like. I'm going to do it. And
it was like Footloose.
It was unbelievable. It was just like Footloose. Then I came in with Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of. The place went wild, and they were trying to get me off the decks. It was like Bill Grundy interviewing the Sex Pistols.
And then when the head of the army had you killed,
exactly,
like, there was some sort of mafia thing, and it was all hushed up. That the scouts went there one night with all candles, and they stood by a grave, and that was the end of the film. It was a film, I assume.
This genuinely happened.
I assume this didn't really happen.
Yes, it did. I swear to God, I was playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, and it went wild, and the organisers were going, switch that off, they're going crazy, and I was going, no, it's what they want.
Can I say something?
It was brilliant.
That, to me, I've known you for about 4 years, and I've heard all those things. That must be the highlight of your life.
Unbelievably so, yeah.
You've never had anything that good or exciting since, have you?
One day I hope to sleep with a lady, and hopefully it'll slide into second place. I love the fact you had at least 3 minutes to get that right. To prepare and get that right.
I know, but my mouth was full of Maryland cookies. Yeah. You know, last week, this would blow your mind. He came in, do you know what he bought? For himself, about 10 penguins. Who buys penguins still?
I know. Or wagon wheels.
Oh, I've never liked wagon wheels.
You've not been a fan?
No, but I'm sorry about that. It's The Clash and Rock the Casbah. Talking about records, have I told you that time my brother-in-law, he was moving out of his place, I think moving in with my sister, and I was about, like, I don't know, 13, and so he was about, 30, and I moved in, and he brought round all, his records when he was storage to leave them at our house. Right, and he had all these old sort of records, 50s and 60s records, no, I was right, and they put them upstairs, and I was looking through them, and it's just all like Elvis stuff and Beatles stuff, and there was a mate of mine who loved Elvis, okay, and he had loads of chemicals, he had loads of chemicals, and I was into chemistry, and he said, let's swap me some chemicals for them, so I sort of nicked about 5 Elvis singles, and I got all these chemicals, and then just guilt.
What sort of chemicals?
Just things like, you know, just things like from a chemistry set, just, you know, crystals and metals and manganese, all that sort of stuff that I just like to muck around with. And then the guilt just hit me. I just thought, well, he's going to notice that. And one night, I just came downstairs and I confessed to my mum. And she went, all right, well, I won't tell him, but you've got to be good. And it's sort of like I was just really, really good for a year. And then I was... Have I told you this? And
No, you haven't. You've just reminded me of something.
And then I remember, when I was about 18, my brother was talking about it, and he said, did you ever, play those records I left for you?
Brilliant.
He told my mum, he said, these are for Ricky. She just didn't tell me.
She was sharp, wasn't she?
She used opportunism there.
Oh, that's genius.
And, that was it. That's why I was good.
But you've never stolen anything since, have you?
No, I don't.
Except that spate of shoplifting after that to teach your mum a lesson.
yeah. Well, I went round and arson. No, I did. I just couldn't believe it. It was terrible.
I remember. I think all kids go through a phase of shoplifting.
Well,
and when I was going through it, I used to just little things, just like magic markers and. Magazines, Mars bars, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
cigars and dildos.
And one day, right?
Same thing.
My mate, Anthony, his mum called up my mum and said, I've got to meet up with you. I've got to have a word with you. And she said, what about? She said, I don't want to talk about it over the phone. So she goes, oh, right. Well, yeah, come round tonight then. So anyway, my mum sees me. She don't want to be in an awkward position and, like, be a bit embarrassed and what have you. So she sees me and she goes, right, Anthony's mum's coming round. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
So I go, oh, God. I said, I've been nicking stuff. So she goes, like, what? So, not big stuff. I've had a few calculators and Mars bars and stuff.
How many? I'll just work it out. Hold on. Works out at 7.2 per day.
So,
how many calculators do you need?
So, anyway, so it was when that phase...
You failed maths, didn't you?
Everyone wanted a calculator. It was like a trendy thing, wasn't it?
Right,
oh, yeah. In Manchester a couple of years ago, yeah.
So, anyway, I told her all this and I confessed to, like...
Computers will make it there one day.
I confessed to...
There's magic in the back of battery. Go on.
Confessed to nicking all this stuff. She comes round. She only wanted to borrow some money.
Brilliant.
She said, oh, I don't like asking. I was a bit embarrassed to ask you over the phone, but can I borrow 20 quid?
Oh, that's fantastic.
And there's me. bloody...
That's great.
And it's similar sort of thing to yours.
And did you...
And he went, hold on, Mum, let's just work out the interest on that. I bank 10%. She'll owe you £4.40. Yeah.
Oh, so your mum was a loan shark.
yeah.
And did she mention?
She went,
I just with that other, because what I'm saying is presumably you got your mate in trouble.
No.
Right, you didn't.
No.
She went, no worries, I'll just go and get my purse. It's on the dressing table.
Exactly. Yeah.
Karl,
Do you want a cigar?
what are the things you used to give away at your disco then that you'd find on the dressing table? You used to go into your parents' room and go, what can I give away tonight?
It was stuff like cigars.
Yeah.
I'd like cigars.
Yeah.
I had a pair of tights.
What do you mean?
Unopened. You know, you get them in like a long...
Who did you give that to?
Just whoever did the prize. It was stuff like, you know, we did like a little raffle.
Just imagine Karl going, this is for a pair
Who's
of
going joyriding this
Pretty
week?
Polly, sheer. Exactly.
Yeah, who's doing a bank job this week?
Exactly, that's what it was used for, yeah.
Just little bits of, you know, unopened makeup, just stuff like that.
And did their parents not notice?
No, because it's stuff that you're not that bothered about. If a telly went missing, they'd notice it.
They would, wouldn't they? They'd be staring at a wall for 3 days.
But a pair of tights and a cigar and that, you got away with it.
Yeah.
But it's funny as well, because like, you had two names, I just, like, remembered. I started off as, Dazzling Darren's Disco, just because the first lights I could afford belonged to someone who had their name put in lights.
Right.
So I went along with
You
that
had
name
to
for a bit.
pretend you were called Darren.
That's lovely.
That's great.
Is it worth it?
Brilliant.
And then it went on to Pilkins Making Music.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's great.
Anyway, should we have some more music? Because
Yeah,
we've
go
been
on.
waiting for hours.
What are you going to play, Karl?
We've got the Cooper Temple Claws
Oh,
lined up.
brilliant.
Yes, Steve Merchant here.
Merchant.
Steve Merchant.
Yeah, okay, don't keep saying it.
And Karl, obviously, yeah. Stop fiddling, Karl.
We've been digging around in Karl's office, haven't we?
As ever, Rick.
He's a little bit nervous about this.
Well,
But he doesn't need to be.
I don't think he is.
You just need to trust us, Karl. Just trust us. Trust us with the music. Trust us with the speech output. Trust us with the... That's easy for me to say. Yeah.
But I'm conscious, Rick, that sometimes perhaps we're a little ill-prepared on the show. And I just wanted to make sure that we were sort of keeping ourselves abreast of developments, changes at the station, policy.
You said breast.
Thanks. You know, policies particularly, and I was lucky enough just to stumble across this, and I feel that actually a couple of weeks back we were a little ill-prepared because we hadn't read this.
Yeah.
This is the XFM information. It's the guidelines, if you will.
Sure.
On how to react to deaths, disasters, and other news emergencies.
Yeah, and there's very important ones, like a royal death, there's like, you know...
Well, there's certain criteria. I mean, obviously... the general guidelines state that occasionally something will happen in the world that prompts XFM to break away from the normal programming and react to our audience's feelings of shock or grief. As broadcasters, we have a duty to think
They're not
carefully
talking about our show there, are they? They're talking about something happening
No,
there.
all shows.
I mean, no, like people being caused grief, just Karl's on the air.
Right.
You mean like, you know...
I mean a bigger event.
A royal dying.
A royal dying or some kind of, you know, major disaster.
Sure.
We should be able to tailor our output to show that we feel the same way as the audience in these times of trouble.
No, definitely.
That would never involve the station shutting down completely, Rick.
No.
I want to reassure you of that now. And it would never involve playing classical music or stopping all speech content.
Sure. Because they put that in there because a lot of stations, that's exactly what they do.
Exactly.
But XFM have deemed it that we don't have to go completely down the line there. We have to do it in our own different way.
People need company at times like this.
Yeah.
And should be able to look to us for both factual information and emotional reaction.
Sure.
We simply have to change our tone and our playlist to show that we're all feeling the same thing.
Right.
Be it, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, or, well, it's pretty sad, but she was 101 after all.
And that's actually in that
That's
document,
what it actually says in the general guidelines. That's as they are stated. If you should hear about the death of a major royal,
Yeah.
this is information that...
You're actually reading this, by the way,
Yeah,
aren't
I'm
you?
reading this out. What you should do is say nothing about this on air under any circumstances. Drop all the ads and promos from your schedule. And if Chris Smith, the news guy, is in the building, get him in the studio immediately.
Yeah.
That's what it says, Karl.
Yeah.
If Smitty is... I don't care where he is, I don't care if he's on holiday.
Let's phone him up now
abroad.
and tell him someone's died.
To see how he would react. Get him down here.
Get him down
See how long
yeah.
it takes him to get down here. Where does Smitty live?
Because I know where he lives. He lives in a cave and he slides down a pole. And he gets into a car. His butler is up there and he sorts things out.
I suppose the approach there is that only Chris can deliver this tragic news.
Yeah.
If it was you or I...
Yeah, it wouldn't have the same. I remember, do you remember the XFM, as it first started, it launched the day after Princess Diana died?
I know.
And I'd never done radio before. I was nervous enough. And it was launched, and it was, how...
Because was it the first night? Because what I've forgotten, actually, until you mentioned that then, is, of course, you used to host your own phone-in show.
God.
I'd forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, alive.
And I gave that up after a week because it was just too stressful.
I have never seen a man so petrified.
I know.
He spent all his time preventing people getting through on the phone lines.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't let people come on air.
And for when I had to go on air, right, my mates sort of like came over the first day, and they were mucking around, and I was having a drink with them where I used to work, and I was going, I've got to go on air in a minute, and I was like drinking shandy or something, because I was saying I didn't want to be drunk, and I kept saying, don't swear. Telling my mates not to swear. They look at me like I was mental. I was going, don't swear, because I'll swear. I was terrified of two things. Just swearing,
By mistake.
and operating the desk. I thought, I'm gonna, even if I get through operating the desk, I'm gonna swear. And it just, it was awful.
Didn't you spill coffee over the machine and then go, oh shit, on your first link? I can't remember. But I know it wasn't a triumph.
No, I started off with I was really like the music, and I started off with a classical piece by a bloke called Kuntz, who's a German composer.
Brilliant.
So I knew it was okay.
You were
then.
off. You were
I was off, yeah.
And so how did it go then? Because I remember it was appalling.
But Karl, he's a composer. Look it up.
Yeah, I know he is.
Right, 08700 800 1234.
Yeah.
If you know what the composer I'm talking. What?
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it now.
Chill out, Karl.
Come
No,
on.
but you know what people are like?
What?
They take things badly, don't they?
Like who? Like what?
You just... It's like a bull to a red rag, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is that we say bad words and we get in trouble. But I was listening to Heart the other day, and they played Luther Vandross, and that song, was it Never Too Much, Never Too Much? Play it a bit. The lyric in this is disgusting. I looked at it just to get me started. That poor young woman must.
I imagine more that, like, she's sleeping, and he just sneaks in and he's got to put her on camera, she wakes up, he goes, what are you doing? She goes, what are you up to? He goes, no, I'm just taking a picture. Well, why? I'm gonna write a
won't
song
be here
about
tomorrow, will you?
it. Yeah, you're going on holiday tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I need
I
that.
just need something to get me started. What do you mean, get you started? Yeah, in the morning.
And then that's on Heart.
All right.
6.2.
So don't come on air and tell us what we can and cannot say. We can't say
classical composers' names or philosophers like Kant.
Exactly.
So don't tell us that, Karl.
All right.
Just play a record. What you got,
Play
Steve?
some rides, Steve.
Yeah, I just think it's time that we listen to some Ride Rick. We haven't listened to them. I don't know about you and I, but I haven't listened to any for about 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
Just thought it'd be good to have them on the air again.
Yeah.
And it's a tragedy they split up. This is the classic Chelsea girl. Play it. Lifetime.
I know. Yeah.
Right,
But
it's a
sort
great
of-
sound.
But influenced lots of bands at that
seems to
time.
me, yeah,
Sort of the old Britpop thing and the old Wall of Sound and... They were they shoegazers? Do you think they were, weren't they?
Well, that's what they thought of, because there was a lot of nude lead guitar. But good melodies as well, Rick, and that's always important.
It is to me.
I don't know about you, Karl, but it is important to us.
Yeah.
We've just had a couple of people, Sarah and Claire, call up and wish us luck for the Baftas, but for some reason they want one of us to do an impression of Leslie Phillips.
Can't do it.
I can't.
Doesn't he say ding dong?
And hello and all that.
That's not bad.
But I want Karl to do it though.
Yeah, go on, Karl.
Go on.
Hello.
Well done. Say ding dong.
Ding dong.
Nice.
Yeah. Do we do any other impressions?
No. I can't think of any.
Hello. Do that.
Hello.
Yeah.
You look like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, but-
Hello.
Brilliant.
Oh, Karl.
Do My Name is Bond, James Bond, as though it were Sean
My name's
Connery.
Bond. James Bond. Do that. Go on.
My name's Bond.
No, do it as though you were doing an impression.
Sean.
So I'm trying to be Scottish.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Perhaps a bit more specific than that. Sean Connery.
My name's Bond.
Keep going.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Thank Jimmy Stewart. It's not bad. This is the best fun. It's like having your very own Fisher-Price toy for 2 hours a week. It's great. Do Roger Moore. Do that.
Roger Moore.
Phyllis Pierce, Percy Sugden. I'm licensed to kill.
Anyway, she just said...
No, this is a great game.
No, that's
Yeah,
enough of
then
that.
we'll come back to this another time.
Yeah,
maybe.
anything you want Karl to do. Karl's homework today was come up with those, those lateral thinking things.
Go on.
Those stupid.
Oh, I hate
They're
them.
ridiculous, aren't they? Like a man went into a field and died, and you're meant to ask questions like, "Oh, was it?" And it turns out his parachute didn't open. So it's basically, it's not logic. It's what am I thinking?
Well, there's that one where there's a man in... This is the worst I've ever heard.
Yeah.
A man is found dead lying in a phone box right? His wrists are cut, he's bled to death, and there's glass everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And the phone's hanging off the hook, right?
Yeah.
What happened to him,
I know this, yeah.
right? Do you know what the answer is, Carl?
It's ridiculous.
He was a fisherman.
Yeah.
He was on the phone. Someone asked him how big his fish was. He did that gesture like fishermen always do to say it was much bigger than it actually
Put
was.
his arms out.
His arms went through the glass, and he slashed his wrists, and he died.
Why would you do that with someone on the phone when they can't see how big you're actually saying?
Well, that's one of the many problems with that, that conundrum.
Yeah, not the point we were making, but again, good. I mean, you're there. That is good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so what, you had to come up with some of these? I didn't know this was his challenge.
Yeah.
Have you come up with one?
I came up with 3, and they're all belters.
Are we gonna... Oh, is it...
Oh, well,
If it's as good as your quote about happiness that we had to guess which was yours and which was the real ones, like faking it, I cannot wait.
I'm looking forward to this.
I mean, I literally can't wait. Should we do it now?
Well, I'm tempted to save it, because I just want to mention to people, that, they should be very excited, because, it's going to be Karl's special night tomorrow. You excited, Karl?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is... Yeah, me and Steve, because we were nominated, we get a guest...
For the Bafta Awards.
And it's, it doesn't say guest, it actually says, partner. So I'm taking, my partner. And, Steve's taking Karl.
Yeah.
But what Karl doesn't realise is, you will have to pretend you're his partner, otherwise you wouldn't be able
we'll
to
have to
get in.
hold hands when we go on the red carpet.
Is this really your partner? It's not just a guest.
That's how it is. Neither we go in like that, or we can't get in.
You just have to be with him when you go up there. I mean, you have to, does he have to hold...
We should hold hands, but I think what we should do is, just to make sure that there's nothing at all that, like, it's going to go wrong, we should just do a little kiss.
Just like,
Just when we get in front
or
of the
be seen
cameras.
sort of like cheek to cheek, just to show them that,
Yeah.
you know, you're not... He's
Like
not
Elton
just
John and
He's
David
not just
Finnish.
getting his mates in for a free meal. You are actually partners.
No, I'm not up for that.
Why not?
Well,
Because we know we're not actually gay.
no, but
So it's not a problem.
You've come out of it looking quite good because you've got a good-looking fella. But I'm meant to look like, you know. I mean, I'm not gay, but if I was, I don't think I'd go for your thing.
Oh, he's done you, Steve! It's turned on you again!
I cannot believe...
We were trying to get him.
Wait a minute. I have got the cream of London's totty phoning me up, trying to get an invite to the Baftas,
Yeah.
right? We have very graciously asked you if you would like to come along.
Well, that worries me even more. That you've got women calling you up.
Carl.
Karl, I can't choose between them. If I let one of them down, they're gonna destroy
Yeah.
them.
He's-
They'll
yeah.
be ruined. Their
Yeah.
lives will be ruined. It's better for me to take you and not, ruin the lives of any of those poor women.
When he told them he was taking you, it was like a scene from Gracelands. There was just like...
There was
women-
weeping.
They were crying, like...
It was horrible.
Hundreds of them. And he
Really?
just went... And
I got upset.
He just had to say, look, just chill out, bitches, didn't you?
I did. I just said, you're all my hoes, but I
Yeah.
can't choose between you.
So I'm taking Karl.
So I'm taking Karl.
You know he could get you discount frocks.
No, I had a letter from the people that there's an organisation.
good.
No, listen, Karl. There's an organisation that sponsors the Bafta Awards
Yeah.
in terms of clothes and fashion. They've sent me a letter. They said your partner. They've not specified the sex. They've said your partner can come along and choose an outfit. Now I suspect, by the look of it, it is a woman's outfitters. I'm thinking we could get you a lovely trouser suit.
Well, you have a
it may
trouser
look
suit, but-
feminine, right? But I think people will be fooled. And
It'd
they'll
just,
think it's
be a little bit roomy in the hip and
That'll
probably
be
now
fine.
on the shoulders, but you're a bit skinny. Why don't you take it? Because it's a lot of an insult.
And maybe just some pearls as well. Be lovely.
Wouldn't you want...
I haven't got anything sorted to wear yet.
See, you're slagging me off. You're likely to end up going in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
I'm going out today. I've never bought a suit since I was like 11. Right? I went to my brother's wedding. That's the last time I wore a suit.
Right.
Really? And you can't get anywhere near it now, can you?
Can't get into that.
No. No.
That was a good day.
What was it? What sort of suit was it?
It was like a sort of a grey silver one.
Excellent.
Quite flary.
Nice. We'll try and go for something
grey
similar.
silver one. Just think that with your little round head, what did that look like?
I looked all right.
Like he'd landed from the...
Yeah,
just landed on
it's
Earth.
like, who's the
They walk among
spaceman?
us.
I didn't really need to wear a suit either because I hardly went into the church. I was in the car park, right? And it's when my brother was in the army and he had a Ford Capri with one of them horns that goes.
And you just sat there.
Why didn't he come in his tank?
I just sat in that doing that all day, and the vicar was getting well annoyed with me.
What, when the service was on?
Yeah. It was
Brilliant.
driving everyone
Well,
up the wall.
were you just allowed to do what you wanted when you were growing up? Like Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons? Were you just allowed, didn't matter, was there any discipline? You didn't have teachers, you didn't, why didn't someone come out and...
I got a couple of good hidings off my dad a couple of times.
What for?
Being mopey most of the time. If I had a strop on, he'd ate that.
He could go out and burn something down or nick something, but don't wander around with your head down.
well-
Didn't he smack you for not liking a castle once?
Yeah.
No, what's that? What's that?
Went to Carnarvon the other day, and I was bored. I was at that age when I just wanted to go in an arcade, and my dad was saying, come and see the castle, you know, there's history here, and I still don't like castles. It's one of them things that, again, just too far back to sort of even think about people living in them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, look, it's a wreck, you know, knock it down, flatten the thing.
Sure.
And I was being really mopey.
Isn't that great?
And it's weird, because now, like, my mum and dad have retired and gone to Wales.
Yeah.
And now and again he texts me there, and every time we get to the point where he gave me a clout, he goes, "You're getting flashbacks, son."
Yeah. Well, it's a sobering lesson for you.
Yeah.
You're not on the British Heritage Committee anymore, are you? This is the National Trust land. Tarmac it. The biggest car park in Britain, for Christ's sake.
So,
So look, you're looking forward to the awards, are you, tomorrow? You better say yes, because otherwise...
no, it'll be all right. I mean, I've told a couple of people, and they got like, God, you're dead lucky.
Yeah.
But in a way,
Oh, they're dead lucky. It's like Santa's coming, isn't it?
It's,
the way people talk to Karl, you're a lucky boy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Going to the Baftas with Steve?
it's just a posh raffle at the end of the day, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
In a sense.
It's, you know, there's going to be some...
They give away some tights and cigars.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's Chris Tower goes, I went into my parents' house, I found these just lying around.
Oh, but winners and losers, and,
but
and
what...
food.
Well, quite, yeah, but what is exciting, surely, is the razzmatazz and the brushing shoulders with the rich and famous.
I'm not into that.
You're not?
No.
I don't feel you're going to appreciate this like we thought
It's
you would.
weird, because Suzanne said to me this morning, who would you like to meet there?
Yeah.
Is there anyone who, like, you know, you can get close to, and it's like, God, you know, I really admire your, you know, big fan of yours, whatever.
And it's me and Steve, so you're here now.
Well, you know...
I really admire your big fanny. I didn't...
What did you say?
What did you say?
You know, if you're a big fan of anyone...
Oh, right, yeah.
And,
Sorry.
there isn't anyone, really. Do you know what I mean? I
Isn't
like,
there?
you know, you two are all right.
Thanks.
Jonathan Ross, is he going?
He might do, I don't know.
But
Is
hang
that
on, wait a minute. I
something-
can't help but feel we could have exploited this more. We could have maybe run a competition to let someone win. You know, if you're not going to appreciate it, Karl.
Yeah. Are you going to get a trouser suit? Are you going to get a ladies' trouser suit? I just think then, if you go sort of like looking macho and walking down with him, you know, they know that you're not really partners. And I just think it's a slap in the face for BAFTA.
That's true enough.
No, it doesn't matter what you wear, though. Look at Elton
Can't
John's.
you mince a little bit? Can't you at least sort of walk a little bit mincy? Because you've got such a macho
What's
sort of
the
mank
matter?
walk.
Elton John's fella doesn't look gay and the stuff he wears and that, does he? Do you know what I mean? It means nothing.
No, but that's because Elton's doing the work for him.
No, but...
By dressing as, like, some kind of restoration dame.
Yeah, I love the fact he dressed as Anne Widdecombe for special occasions. And has his hair done like her. That's great.
Anyway, music.
This is a very underrated album. It's Richard Ashcroft's Alone With Everybody, and I know it got a bit of a slag and it didn't sell as well as it was because people were going, oh, it's no urban hymns, and it maybe it's not, but he got criticised for being pop, but this is a great tune on here. You On My Mind in My Sleep, and I think it's really good. Ashcroft there, and You On My Mind in My Sleep. Is that one, Karl?
It's all right. Yeah.
Good, okay.
nothing-
What I did want to do is, I want to play some, adverts now. There Goes the Fear on XFM 104.9. Well, into the last hour, and then only 2 more shows.
That's true enough.
And we're away for 3 months. I'm Ricky Gervais.
Obviously, yeah.
Steve Merchant, little Karl. Now, Karl, his homework was to come up with those stupid lateral thinking problems.
We maybe should give an example of the, sort of genre.
Romeo and Juliet, right? Romeo's asleep on the bed, Juliet's on the floor, covered in water and broken glass. What happened? And you ask all these stupid questions, and it's Romeo's a cat and Juliet's a goldfish. Again,
Awful.
what am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on then, Karl.
Right, first one.
Yeah.
There's a bloke lying on the floor, right? He's cut his head, blood's coming out of his head, and all his mates come running up, and they're all stood round him.
Yeah.
And they don't take their hats off as a mark of respect.
That is outrageous.
Why didn't they take their hats off?
I'm laughing, but it's probably as good as the real
absolutely.
No, these are really good.
Did you make them all up?
Yeah.
No, I mean, did you make up all the ones that already exist?
No.
That would make a lot of sense.
Right, a bloke's fallen with his... Yeah,
He's lying on the floor.
yeah,
He's dead.
yeah.
His mates come running up. and like,
Was it important that his head was cut?
I don't know. I mean,
Would it have been okay if he'd have been wearing a hat? He wouldn't have been dead if he was wearing a hat.
What's your answer?
No, you're meant to answer questions. You don't just go, what's your answer? You say, where's the turn? So you go, no, and I have to guess. It's obviously like sort of a motorcycle stunt team or a parachute.
Why didn't they take their hats off?
Because they're probably still on the motorbikes or something, or...
Well, yeah, but if you mark a respect to someone, you could take your helmet off.
I'm getting angry.
What? They're parachutists.
Why couldn't they take their helmets off?
Because they're
coming down from the sky.
But he's on the floor dead.
Well, yeah, they can look down and see him on the floor.
Are they on the floor, Carl?
They're on the floor as
well.
well.
They're walking, are they?
Yeah, well, they sort of stood there looking at him.
They're stood there. Yeah. They're stood on the floor looking at him.
They're soldiers.
Why? But why? If
because it might be in a battle zone. They might have their helmets on, and he's been shot in the head.
No.
Well, that does work. You see, this is my point. That one works. That one works. Unless you've given us a piece of information where that doesn't work. What's the difference? Why is yours different to he's been shot in the head in the trenches, and they're looking at him and they keep their helmets on?
I just don't think it matters as much. If they're in the trench, they're already guarded a little bit. So they could take their hats off. It's the best mate, for God's sake.
Okay, who's dwelling on this? Are they normal hats?
What kind of hats are they? The answer.
No! Don't get ratty!
What kind of hats are they? Baseball hats?
If I told you what sort of hats they are, you'd have the answer.
Wow! Okay, I've got to guess what sort of a hat it is then, have I?
Right.
Is it a trilby?
No.
Is it a bowler?
I know what it is. What? They're spacemen.
No. Oh, that's a good one.
That one works as well. This is my point.
I like that one a lot.
It works. He's fallen on the moon, and not that the moon happened, it was set up, wasn't it, in the studio? We know that, yeah. Okay, Karl, what's your answer?
Builders on a building site.
Why is that different to soldiers?
Because bricks don't fall in wars.
But bullets fly!
Right, next one.
No, let's play a record and we'll come back to it, Karl, while you think about what you've done.
Oh, yeah. You've embarrassed
Let's
yourself.
play some classic Suede.
Yeah, and this is for David and Kieran, I think, who wanted a bit of Butler at his best.
Come on, crack it on.
I hate you, Butler.
Coming next, your next, lateral problem number 2. Brilliant.
Suede there.
Indeed.
I think their second or third single.
Brilliant.
All the way back. 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Metal Mickey. On XFM 104.9.
Was it 10 years ago?
Must have been, mustn't it?
Wow.
I think, was Drowners 91? I think so.
Crumbs.
Yeah. Go on.
Right.
Go on then, Karl.
Second one then. This is a bit easier, but I still think it's a good one.
So this is, we should explain what this is if you've just tuned in.
It's one of those stupid lateral thinking problems.
That Karl himself has created.
Yeah, that was his homework.
Right, this one. It's a fella. He has a normal day doing stuff. Nothing wrong with him. Right. And
it's the twist in the towers. It's just like Towers the Unexpected. Yeah. Just a normal day, nothing wrong with him. Hold on, though, he's got the legs of a fish. Go on. So, that's why he's been hiding his legs.
So
Go on.
He does his
the legs of a fish.
Sorry, Karl, carry on.
He has his working day and that, and then he gets a bit tired. Goes to bed. He puts the light on, leaves it on, goes to bed.
Oh.
That's crazy.
That's mental. I can't think what's happened. Anyway, here's Radiohead. Right, okay. What? The question is, why does he put the light on when he's going to bed?
He's had a normal day, he's come home from work. Is that right? He's come home from work, or he's not been working, he's just been out?
No, it's been working and stuff, I think.
You think? You've made it up, Karl, you can decide.
So, the question is, why has he put the light on when he's asleep? There's a reason that he's put the light on when he's asleep.
Has he gone to sleep?
No, Karl, don't shrug. You're meant to answer these questions.
He put the light on before he went to bed.
Yeah, and the question you're asking me is why? What's the scenario?
And the light's on and that, but he's gone to sleep.
Yeah.
He started reading and then he fell asleep.
No.
Did he he intentionally, for some reason, put the light on?
Every night. It's mad. Sounds mad.
That's Karl, doesn't it?
Every night he does it.
Yeah.
He puts the light on when he goes to sleep.
Karl, is the point of this, he puts the light on for a very good reason.
Not for us, but for some people.
He's blind, and it's always been on, and he thinks he's turning it off, but it was on in the day, and he thinks he's turning it off, but he's turning it on, because he's blind.
No, that'd be stupid.
That works.
No, that works great, Rick.
Yeah. Thank you, Karl. So you've got to come up with what...
Hang on. If you're blind, why would you put a light on?
No, he thinks it's off.
Yeah.
But why would he turn it on anyway?
To think so he doesn't get burgled, so people know he's in, because he can't see him. So he just, he puts the light on when he's there, then he turns the light off when he goes to bed, so people think it's fine. but he's got it out of kilter, and actually he's walking around in the dark all day.
I don't believe that if you're blind, you turn your light on.
I don't think you'd be living on your own, would you?
I'm not having that for a
Do
second.
blind people live on their own?
For a second. Well, some people do. Lonely blind people live on their own.
No, if you got bad
What,
eyes.
any of them women? Are there any blind women who are living on their own? No, I mean, if you know of some blind women.
Oh, wait, 700, 800, 1234. We've gone through this.
If you are a blind woman
with no standards and you don't care annoying voices and smell,
yeah,
then get in touch with you.
yeah, I mean,
know-
you've got to be within the ages of, say, 25 to 65. You know,
Right.
well, call it 75.
You fussy, you fussy all of a sudden.
I know.
Yeah, go on.
If you were blind, would you live in London? Because someone said yesterday there was one struggling outside in Leicester Square, and I don't understand. If you were, I mean, you know,
That might have been a tourist.
but why come to London if you're blind? It's the worst place in the world to come if you're blind.
To hear the sights.
To hear the sights.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
They have
I know,
they do the same job.
They have tourist needs like anyone else.
Yeah.
No, but it sort of stinks, and you'd go away going, "Oh, it's not that good." I just thought that I thought it was a bit weird.
Well, never mind your concern for the partially sighted or sight impaired people coming to London. Get on with this.
Yeah. So there he is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, a bit tired.
Yeah.
Just put the light on. Get to bed.
Yeah. So he turns the light on and he goes to bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we play a track?
He's not sleeping on the job. He's a lighthouse keeper.
Well done.
Is he a lighthouse
That's not
keeper?
it, Carl.
He's a lighthouse keeper.
Right. Why wasn't the light on all the time?
Because it's light in the day.
You idiot. Play a record.
What?
Play a record. You're a buffoon.
No, actually, the light isn't on in the day, is it?
No,
Rick?
it's not.
I think you're the buffoon.
Yeah.
Karl has won!
100 Reasons and Silver on XFM 104.9. I love the fact that Karl went a little bit mental then. So happy that he thinks that a lighthouse keeper pops the light on at the same time every... Are you telling me it was never foggy?
Everyone has a routine in the job.
And why was he going home from work knackered? What had he been doing all day?
He never said he went home knackered.
He did. He said he went home. He's just done a day's work. He said he went home knackered and puts the light on and goes to sleep. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he's maybe a part-time lighthouse keeper.
Oh, what does he do? Works in the library, does he, as well?
No, listen, Rick,
Hang on.
look, I'm really with Karl here.
What?
He definitely got you. He
Anyway,
stitched
I
you
got
up
it right.
and proper.
Anyway, I got it
yeah,
right.
but then you embarrass yourself by
He's
saying
a
that...
stupid.
But
He's stupid.
You would never put
What's
a
your next
lighthouse light on during the day.
What's your next
And
one?
he'd been painting it that day.
Oh, had
It
he?
was extra shattered.
Right, okay.
The next one, last one, this.
Yeah.
Lateral thinking.
Lateral thinking.
And you've written this yourself? You've had no help from anyone?
No, I've come up with these on my own.
Okay.
Right, last one.
Yeah.
This bloke.
It's always this bloke. Yeah.
This bloke, he's got a brother that he's never met. Right? They got separated at birth.
Right.
You know, anyway, he gets a letter in the post.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, I tracked you down.
Yeah.
Meet me at the airport."
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as he gets to the airport,
Yeah.
he goes, "There he is," and he goes walking over. How did he know that was his brother? He'd never seen a
They were
picture.
twins. They looked exactly the same.
They're born the same day.
No, Steve's got it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So he knew they were born the same day, so he knew they were twins, yeah.
I didn't say they were born on the same day, did I?
No, I'm just reiterating.
They would be, though, if they looked
Yeah.
identical.
Yeah.
Sorry about that when we've got you there, Carl, mate.
Yeah.
You're quite upset about that. That was 1 out of 3, though. That's
What
not
about
bad.
this then? Do you know that when two brothers born on the same day of the same mother and the same father, but they weren't twins? Why?
Say that one again.
Two brothers
Yeah.
are born on the same day of the same mother and father, but they weren't twins. Why not? This is good radio.
You see, the problem is, I heard you saying to Steve, "I'm going to do that one about the shark in the pool." So I'm trying to think.
This has nothing to do with that one, though, is it? Clearly.
Give him the answer, Rick.
I don't know.
The answer is they were two of triplets.
Right.
They had another brother. So do you want to do the one about the shark in the
Yeah, go
swimming
on.
pool?
Yeah.
Okay. A bloke just in his swimming trunks, walks into a swimming pool full of man-eating sharks. He walks around for a bit and slowly gets out the other side, and he's not bitten or anything. Why not?
Because they'd already eaten.
No, they're starving hungry.
He walked through the water.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a bridge.
No, he actually was in the water, soaking wet, the sharks.
He had like a metal suit on.
No, naked apart from swimming trunks.
There were real sharks.
Real sharks.
Swimming about. They
Swimming
were
about, man-eating, hungry,
They
yeah.
were really hungry.
Yeah.
This fella gets into the same pool.
Yeah.
It's the same pool.
Exactly.
He walks right, he gets in the steps,
Yeah.
he walks down, he walks
Yeah.
across.
Yeah.
He's in the water.
Yeah.
Up to his neck.
Yeah.
And the sharks are near him.
Yeah, they're attacking him.
They're attacking him.
They're actually attacking him.
But he still gets out, okay.
Yeah. Walks out the other side. And hasn't got a mark on him.
I don't know.
Go on, Rick, what's the answer?
Yeah, I was lying about the sharks.
There weren't any sharks
No,
in
I
there.
was lying about the sharks. Completely lying, just made it up. Just an empty pool.
That's just stupid.
That's our point. They're rubbish.
Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, dear.
Rubbish.
Look at his face!
He's so offended.
Oh, offended and confused.
Come on, play a song.
No, go on then.
Good Fortune, PJ Harvey on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously. Steve, Karl. I've got a real one for you. This is a logic question, not a stupid one. Just very quickly.
Go on.
10 black balls in a bag and 10 white balls in a bag. Yeah. How many balls do you have to pull out to ensure you've got a pair of the same colour?
Well, what's stopping you putting your hand in and pulling out?
Jesus.
Because
I asked for the minimum number. So how many do you have to pull out to ensure you've got a pair? That doesn't say all of them. That'll
Right,
ensure it.
no,
What's the minimum number you have to pull out?
11. Because if the
Why
chance-
do you need 11?
What? Because
Sorry, go on.
there's 10 black balls, 10 white balls, yeah?
Yeah.
Say if you're, for some reason, you pulled out all the 10 black balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You'd have a pair, wouldn't you?
You'd have a pair.
After the first two.
Yeah.
So what's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure...
Two.
No, because you might pull a white one and a black one.
Yeah, but... I don't understand what you're saying.
Sometimes I get that impression, the way you look at me like Helen from Big Brother.
Yeah, but
I've always assumed that.
Look,
Right. What's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure you have two of the same colour?
3.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So what's the minimum number you have to pull out to ensure you have 4 of the same colour?
Oh, God. 8.
Was that a guess?
I don't know. I understand the first one. We've done it now.
Okay, alright, we'll leave it
get
there.
that, it's good.
Good. Okay. Now
White Van Karl?
this is this is where we
Oh, it's too much.
If you'd have seen his face then, Steve, his eyebrows sort of went down while you were doing that face. He genuinely looked pained.
It's like you're back at school, isn't it?
It's starting to get hard work now.
No, okay, we just do White Van Karl then. This is your opinions. You can't be wrong on this, can you?
There's no right or wrong answer here. Okay.
Right.
But so this is where we ask Karl his views on the big news stories of the week. Basically, we've stolen an idea from the Sun newspaper, and
So this isn't cruel, this programme, is it?
oh, I don't think so.
Picking
It's
on
not-
me.
It's not, is it?
It's weird because a few people have said, "Oh, you're picking on me." It depends how you look at things, isn't
Sure.
Yeah. But you do like it.
We could look at it like it's a laugh, so
Yeah,
it's not a
but,
problem for us.
You know we like you. You know you're our favourite.
Yeah.
I'm going to say thing in the world, but I don't mean that, in a derogatory way.
No,
You-
I'm cool with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So your views, please, on the fact that attitudes are changing to the possible marriage of Charles and Camilla.
Oh, what do you think of that?
The Royals at the moment, because the recent tragedies are apparently high in the polls, and people are coming around to the idea of Charles and Camilla getting hitched. What's your thought?
Whatever, really. I mean, if they're happy with it. The thing that comes out of it most is it just goes to show, right, that there is someone for everyone. Just because, I mean, no disrespect to Camilla, I'm not a good-looking person either, but she isn't a stunner, and yet she's gone and picked up a royal. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's good for things like that to happen, because it cheers you up. Do you know what I mean? Gives you a bit of hope.
Thanks, Carl.
So, yeah, it's good. You know, if they're happy. If anyone's happy, it's a good story, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he's had a bit of bad luck, and now he's got someone else in his life, so...
While he's doing this, I'm just doing a list of questions to ask him what he thinks of things in the world.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Okay, what do you make of... Well, now listen, this may be a non-story, or it may be the biggest story that's about to break. Ulrika Jonsson and Sven Goran Eriksson's affair. Are you familiar with this? It's over the papers today. Apparently, Ulrika and Sven are going out, although there appears to be no evidence for this.
Yeah, I don't even give it time of day.
Do you not?
Quite right, well done.
Doesn't affect me whatsoever, as long as he does his job well.
Yep.
And what's she doing at the moment?
Presenting Dog Eat Dog, I think?
Right, you know...
As long as she does her job well.
As long as they both do their jobs well.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's going on with a lot of people out in the world, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just because he's an England boss, as long as, you know, we win the games and that, he's doing his job. If she's, you know, gets a dog winning a prize or whatever...
No, okay, it's not worth it, carry on.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
It's a dog winning a prize.
I haven't seen Dog Eat Dog. What's it
Okay,
about?
it's alright,
Right,
no, go on.
so that's it, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, what about this then? Are you disappointed by the nation that a third of us are apparently unaware of St. George's Day?
23rd.
Is St. George's Day the one with the snakes that we've talked about?
No, that's...
Are you one of that third, do you think?
St George is the patron saint of England who killed the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many of these days, isn't there? That's the problem. If you make it a bit more special, like Christmas, so you buy presents and that for each other, then people will remember it. But there's so many of these days, with Easter and Pancake Tuesday and all that. So, it's not surprising. I think as time goes on, we'll find that a lot of these days will just disappear, because, you know, people are busy.
There'll be new ones, won't there?
I don't know, people
There'll
are
be
that
like
busy.
Gareth Gates Day in 50 years' time.
It's just weird. I mean, I remember being a kid, right, going out on a Sunday and shops would be shut, because it was like, you know, the day of rest and all that. People don't care now. It's like, well, we can make some more money, we'll open the shops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that a good or a bad thing, Carl?
It's good, because I remember I used to have to get up early to go and get some bread if we didn't have any in. Because the shop would only be open for a couple of hours in the morning.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'd be able to...
Yeah, I remember that. Shops, and you couldn't get aspirin and stuff,
Exactly.
certain things,
Yeah, nightmare on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
So-
that's right, yeah. And pubs didn't open till 12.
Do you remember space operas?
Yeah. Yeah, shut up. Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Okay, I've got a little list of things. What do you think of, like, those pug dogs that are bred and they can hardly breathe?
Evil.
Yeah. What do you think of, gays?
They're alright. Do you know what I mean? Just like straight people, you get bad ones, you get good ones.
Exactly.
Eh?
We've learnt a lesson today, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Let's play a record.
Yeah? What do you fancy? A bit of Radiohead?
Yeah.
You don't mind, though, if people think we're gay, for instance, when we go to the Baftas
No,
tomorrow?
that's terrible. I don't want that happening.
Why?
Hey?
Why?
Because I'm not. That'd be a lie. I don't like lying. If I was, I'd say I was gay,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
We'll say you won't, just pretend.
We won't get in otherwise.
No.
Just a little kiss and a cuddle.
Say I'm a bit gay.
No. I'm not gay.
On XFM 104.9. Wow, near the end of the show, isn't it? You had a good time, Carl?
It's been alright. I knew it wasn't going to be a belter today.
Why? What do you mean? What's up with it?
Because what happens, the last 2 weeks have been quite good, and we always tend to have two good ones, and then one that's just alright.
Well, let the listening public be the judge of that.
Well, yeah,
Was it-
and the Sony committee.
Yeah, what do you want to do? A clip show of the best... We should do that for our last show. People should vote for their favourite hilarious link.
Yeah.
And then we can put it together on a tape. Right? Is there a record there that wants to release the bit, like, I love...
Including
Ricky's
such
deep-
favourites as, do you like gays?
And this lad, he had a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I scored once, I was stung by a bee. And who can forget? That's lovely. Should you do that? Can you have you kept all these on tape?
Yeah.
So can you do a compilation?
Oh, it's
People
hard-
phone in.
it's hard work,
No,
though.
the next 2 weeks, phone in for your favourite clip.
No.
Carl, how can they get hold of you, Carl, in the week?
What's your
email?
direct
What's your
mobile
email?
number?
What's
It's
your email?
It's my name with xfm.co.uk.
So, Carl Pilkington.
Carl.Pilkington.
Carl
With
dot...
a K. Carl with a K.
Yeah. Karl.Pilkington@xfm.co.uk.
Yeah.
Vote your favourite link of the last 3 months. We should make a little compilation and sell it. And we get, like, Radiohead. They'd love to be on the compilation with us, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, do you know, like, you're always giving me questions in the week, you're always saying things like, if I put you in this situation, what would you do?
Like what? Like what?
It'd be bizarre things.
Like what, though? Say one.
If you had to lick Barbara Cartland's face,
Yeah.
would it be the right cheek or the left cheek? Or
Sorry, does Barbara want her face being licked? No, I'm just saying if that's what she's into, then I don't
She's
mind
dead.
popping...
She's dead, yeah.
So,
Isn't she? Isn't she?
I don't think she
Just
is.
be careful, because you can't libel the dead, so I want to make sure she's dead before we start saying horrendous things.
But I don't think she is dead. I'm almost certain she's not.
I don't think so.
No, she's not.
Phone, is Barbara Cartland dead? 08700 800 1234.
We'll have to get Chris in. So listen, right? So anyway, he always calls up with, like, bizarre stuff like that. And I was watching a programme the other night about snakes.
Right.
And it was like, don't walk through a river that's full of snakes, because
Good work, good advice.
they if you've got a kid in the car or in the house, turn your radio down if you don't want them to hear stuff like this. But yeah, they go for your tackle.
Why?
I don't know, they just do.
They think it's another little snake.
Maybe.
With swollen
With
cheeks.
earrings.
With earrings, yeah.
So,
Or an anaconda in my case.
With one eye.
I'm really joking.
So yeah, and I said to Ricky, what would you do, right?
Although it's very scaly.
You two in the woods, you're having a wander, Steve.
Having
a wander.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You walk through the river.
What, me?
And yeah,
Okay.
because you're tall, so it's like you can check out how deep it is before Ricky goes through.
Right.
Yeah?
Which you do
sounds right.
You do that sometimes, don't you? Yeah.
But a snake bites your tackle,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
Say penis.
yeah,
It's the correct word for
I
it. It's
know,
not
but I don't-
offensive.
it doesn't sound nice.
Say it. Say
Yeah,
it.
penis, but I don't.
Oh,
like
you
the sound of it.
dirty little...
No,
You dirty little slut, Carl. You're a dirty
it's
little...
just one of those words.
Right,
Yeah.
carry on with the... Let's carry on. What's the story? I'm wandering through a river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the snake
Bites.
your penis.
Right.
And
You know Ricky, like, doesn't leave, like, WC1. Why on earth we're going to be anywhere near a river where there's sort of...
Well, anyway.
Snakes.
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
you are in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
The snake bites you, and I said to Ricky, if it was a matter of life or death, would you suck out the poison? What do you think he said? And the bit I made, because he was thinking about it, you know, like, oh God, well, he's my best mate and everything. What will I do? And I said, and then Steve starts sort of groaning like he's enjoying it.
I'm just trying to remember what I did do. What did happen in that instant?
Okay.
So I've been bitten on the penis by a snake.
Yeah, there's poison in
There's
your
no
cock.
poison in it.
Yeah.
I've had a go at trying to suck it out myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's not
you've
worked.
never mastered that
I've never
one
been
yet.
able to master that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just such a long spine and such a short, stubby knob that he's
Exactly.
got no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What
so
would
I
you
have to
do?
get.
He's even had lip extensions. Haven't you? Yeah, go on.
And would Ricky suck it out? Almost certainly not.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah,
what
he'd
he
let
said.
me die a hideous, horrible
I'd
death.
go, is there anyone you want a towel? Do you want me to call your mum and dad?
Yeah.
So how should I tell them you died? Is they tell them I died taking a bullet for a lady?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was beating up some nasty people.
yeah. Would you at least run into the woods and try and find some kind of animal that could do it for me? Some of those monkeys look like they've got a good technique.
Right.
Stop it.
One more song.
Yeah.
Only time for song for the what's it?
Oh, we got to share this one then. But we're doing this
I thought
one.
there was two. Can we
No,
go?
we've run out of time.
Well, this is in the Guardian because they printed my favourite song is "If You See a Sailor." It's "If You See a Say Hello" by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
A song for the ladies and lovers.
Right, that's it.
And I can't believe we weren't allowed to talk about monkeys giving blowjobs. Since when is that taboo? It's nature, Karl.
They go absolutely mental.
They love it.